Ladies and gentlemen, when you hit 60, things start to shift. The way you see the world, the way you approach life, it all changes. It doesn't necessarily get easier, but you get sharper. You start to recognize that there are things that simply don't make sense anymore. You see through the nonsense, and what used to be a big deal, it's not so big anymore. Let me break it down for you, because the sooner you realize this, the sooner you can stop wasting time on things that don't matter. First, let's talk about time. When you're younger, you waste it. You think you've got all the time in the world. You think you have to chase after every shiny object. But after 60, you realize time is everything. It's the one thing you can't get back. You start focusing on what truly matters: family, purpose, legacy. You don't have time for petty arguments, for chasing things that don't align with your true self. You learn to prioritize your life around the things that are going to make a real impact. You stop sweating the small stuff and start investing in things that will leave a mark, not just on you, but on everyone you touch. The clock is ticking, and you can't afford to waste it on nonsense. Second, the expectations society has for you, they're laughable. You've been conditioned to think you need to follow some prescribed path, get a good job, work hard, retire, relax, and repeat. But after 60, you begin to see through it. You start to understand that these expectations don't serve you. Why do you need to conform to a mold that doesn't fit you anymore? Why do you need to keep up with trends that don't align with your values? You've earned the right to stop giving a damn about society's shoulds and oughts. It's time to embrace your freedom. Your journey is yours, and it's up to you to define it, not the people around you or the system. You start to realize that real freedom is found in shedding these expectations. It's time to embrace what you want, not what anyone else says is right. You've got the power to rewrite the rules. And here's a big one: comfort. Let's talk about that false sense of security people chase after. You see, everyone talks about retirement like it's the Holy Grail. But after 60, you start to see the truth. Comfort is an illusion. Security is an illusion. You thought you could work hard, save up, and then just kick back and relax, right? Wrong. The world doesn't work like that. Life doesn't work like that. Real fulfillment, real success comes from purpose, not from sitting around waiting for the next check to come in. If you think that retirement is the goal, you're missing the point. After 60, you realize it's not about stopping, it's about staying in the game. It's about staying hungry, staying driven, staying purpose-driven. You're not done yet. You've got more to do, more to create, more to achieve. And if you think comfort is the goal, then you've already lost. Finally, resilience. This one is critical. People think that after 60, you should slow down. They expect you to step aside and let the younger generation take over. But you know what? That's nonsense. If you want to grow, you've got to keep moving. You've got to stay active, stay sharp, and keep evolving. Resilience is about refusing to settle, refusing to stop learning, refusing to let age define you. After 60, you realize that your best years are not behind you, they're ahead of you. Life doesn't stop because you hit a certain number. You're still growing, still pushing, still learning. The secret is to embrace the fact that you've got something to offer, no matter your age. And with that mindset, your growth never ends. You become more resilient, more powerful, more unstoppable with every passing year. Age is just a number. It's your mindset that determines your success. So let me tell you this: after 60, everything changes. And when it does, you realize what truly matters. It's about time, it's about freedom, it's about purpose, and it's about resilience. These are the things that don't make sense anymore. I don't let anyone tell you it's too late. It's never too late. The best is yet to come. If you're willing to stop buying into the myths and start embracing what truly matters. You've got the wisdom, you've got the experience, you've got the power. Keep moving forward, keep redefining what's possible. You're just getting started. Time is the one thing in life you can never get back. It's the great equalizer, the currency we all spend every single day, whether we realize it or not. And yet, so many people treat it like it's infinite, like it doesn't matter. They waste it on things that don't add value, don't serve their purpose, and don't align with the life they're meant to live. But here's the truth: when you've lived long enough, when you've seen enough, you begin to realize that time is more precious than gold. It's more valuable than any possession you could ever own. Because once it's gone for good. At some point, you wake up and see the truth. There's no refund policy on time. You can't hit rewind, and you certainly can't pause it. And when you hit a certain stage in life, especially after 60, that reality becomes crystal clear. You start to look back and see the moments you wasted, the opportunities you ignored, and the relationships you didn't nurture. It's like a light bulb goes off, and you realize how much of your life was spent chasing things that didn't matter. That's when you understand every second counts, every decision matters, and every moment is an opportunity to either build or destroy your legacy. Now, let me tell you what happens when you begin to value your time. Your focus sharpens. You stop letting distractions pull you in 100 different directions. You stop answering to everyone else's demands and start setting boundaries that protect your peace and purpose. You stop chasing approval from people who don't matter and start focusing on the relationships that do. Time becomes a filter, a way to separate what's essential from what's not. You begin to ask yourself, does this move me closer to my purpose? Does this add value to my life or the lives of others? And if the answer is no, you walk away without hesitation. But it's not just about cutting out the noise. It's about actively investing your time in what truly matters. Because here's the thing, time is a seed, and whatever you plant is what you're going to harvest. If you plant your time in things that don't matter, you'll end up with nothing but regret. But if you invest it in purpose, in growth, in relationships that inspire and uplift, you'll reap a harvest that's beyond your wildest dreams. It's not just about living longer, it's about living better. It's about making every moment count, not just for yourself, but for the people who will come after you. That's what legacy is all about. It's about using your time wisely so that the impact of your life outlives you. When you start to see time for what it really is, your perspective shifts. You stop saying, I don't have time, and start saying, I'm making time, because you understand that time is not something you find, it's something you make. You make time for what matters. You make time for the people you love. You make time to pursue your calling, to serve others, to grow, to learn, to build something that lasts. And let me tell you, when you live with that kind of intentionality, your life changes. You stop feeling like a victim of your circumstances and start realizing you have the power to create the life you want, one moment at a time. But here's the catch: you've got to be honest with yourself. You've got to look in the mirror and ask, am I spending my time on the right things? Am I living in alignment with my values, my purpose, and my calling? Because if you're not, it's time to make a change. And yes, change is hard. It requires sacrifice, it requires discipline, it requires saying no to things that might feel good in the moment but don't serve your long-term goals. But let me tell you, the reward is worth it. The peace, the fulfillment, the sense of knowing you're living the life you were created to live, that's priceless. And that's only possible when you take control of your time. So here's my challenge to you: stop treating time like it's just another commodity. It's not. It's the most valuable resource you have. Start treating it like the gift that it is. Guard it, protect it. Invest it wisely. And remember, every second you spend is a second you'll never get back, so make it count. Because at the end of the day, time is not just about how long you live, it's about what you do with the life you've been given. It's about the impact you make, the legacy you leave, and the purpose you fulfill. That's what really matters. And that's what makes life worth living. Society loves to tell us who we are and who we should be. From the moment we're born, it lays down expectations, rules, and definitions of success. It tells us what it means to be accomplished, how we should live, and even how we should feel. But here's the problem: society's expectations are a moving target. They change with trends, with popular opinion, and with the whims of people who don't even know you. And if you spend your life trying to meet them, you'll find yourself running a race that has no finish line, chasing approval that never truly satisfies. Letting go of society's expectations is not an act of rebellion, it's an act of freedom. It's the moment you stop living for applause and start living for purpose. It's the moment you realize that your worth isn't determined by likes, followers, or someone else's opinion of you. Your worth is inherent. It's unshakable. It comes from within, from the unique design that makes you who you are. But here's the catch: you'll never embrace that truth as long as you're tied to society's demands. When you let go of society's expectations, you give yourself permission to ask, who am I really? What do I want? What do I believe? These questions are uncomfortable because they require honesty. They require you to strip away the masks you've worn to fit in and confront the person you see in the mirror. But that's where the magic happens. That's where you find clarity, direction, and purpose. That's where you begin to live a life that's authentically yours, not a life designed to impress others, but a life that fulfills you. It's not easy to break free from society's grip. The pressure is real, and it's relentless. It comes from all directions: family, friends, media, culture. It whispers in your ear, you're not enough unless you do this or have that. But here's the truth: you are enough just as you are. Your value isn't based on your bank account, your job title, or the size of your house. It's based on the fact that you're alive, that you have a purpose, and that you have something to offer this world that no one else can. When you truly believe that, the noise of society fades into the background. Letting go doesn't mean you stop caring about others or about the world around you. It means you stop letting external opinions dictate your choices. It means you stop living for validation and start living for impact. You begin to make decisions based on your values, not someone else's standards. You start setting boundaries that protect your peace and prioritizing the things that truly matter. You stop chasing what's popular and start pursuing what's meaningful. And when you do that, something incredible happens. You find joy. Real, lasting joy, not the kind that comes from fleeting achievements, but the kind that comes from knowing you're living your truth. But here's the thing: society won't always applaud your decision to let go. In fact, it might push back. People might question you, doubt you, or even criticize you. They might say, who do you think you are to go against the grain? And that's when you have to stand firm. Because letting go of society's expectations requires courage. It requires you to stand tall in the face of opposition and say, I know who I am, and I'm not going back. It's not about proving anyone wrong, it's about proving yourself right. It's about trusting that the path you're on is the one you were meant to walk, even if it looks different from everyone else's. And let's be clear, letting go doesn't mean you won't face challenges. You will. But it also means you'll face them with a sense of purpose and clarity that makes all the difference. You'll stop wasting energy on things that don't align with your values, and you'll start pouring your energy into the things that do. You'll stop living in fear of judgment and start living in pursuit of fulfillment. And that's when you'll begin to experience a freedom that can't be taken away. This journey isn't about perfection, it's about progress. It's about waking up each day and choosing to live authentically, even when it's hard. It's about reminding yourself that you're not here to fit into a mold, you're here to break it. You're here to create, to inspire, to love, to grow. And none of that happens when you're shackled by the expectations of a world that doesn't understand your unique purpose. So let go. Let go of the need to impress. Let go of the fear of judgment. Let go of anything that keeps you from becoming who you were always meant to be. Because the moment you do, you'll find that the life you've been searching for was within you all along. The idea of comfort and security is one of the most seductive traps in life. It whispers promises of peace, ease, and stability, drawing people into a routine that feels safe but often leads to stagnation. It convinces you to settle, to stay in your lane, and to avoid taking risks because the unknown is too dangerous, too unpredictable. But let me tell you something, comfort and security are illusions. They are not the destinations we should aim for. They are the barriers standing in the way of growth, achievement, and true fulfillment. When you chase comfort, you're not chasing happiness. You're running from the challenges that are meant to shape you, refine you, and elevate you to the next level. Comfort lures you into believing that staying where you are is enough, that the status quo is the best you can do. But deep down, you know that's not true. You know that life isn't meant to be lived on autopilot. It's meant to be bold, dynamic, and full of purpose. The comfort zone, as cozy as it may seem, is a prison for those who dream of something more. Think about it, nothing great ever came from a place of comfort. Every invention, every breakthrough, every act of courage was born out of discomfort, uncertainty, and often a little bit of fear. The most successful people didn't get there by playing it safe. They stepped into the unknown, took risks, and embraced challenges because they understood that growth only happens when you stretch yourself beyond what you think you're capable of. They knew that security is not found in avoiding life's difficulties, but in confronting them head-on, learning from them, and using them as stepping stones to greatness. And here's the truth, many people don't want to hear the security you're clinging to can disappear in an instant. The job you think is stable, the relationships you assume will always be there, the health you take for granted, none of it is guaranteed. Life can change in the blink of an eye, and when it does, comfort will not save you. Only resilience, adaptability, and faith in something greater than yourself will see you through. Comfort might feel good in the moment, but it won't prepare you for the storms of life. Growth will. And growth only comes when you're willing to step out of the illusion of security and into the reality of challenge. But let me be clear, I'm not saying you should live recklessly or throw caution to the wind. What I'm saying is that you need to stop letting the fear of discomfort control you. Stop letting the desire for security hold you back from taking the steps you know you need to take. Because the life you're meant to live, the life that's filled with purpose, passion, and meaning is on the other side of that fear. It's on the other side of that comfort zone you've been hiding in. And the longer you stay there, the more you're robbing yourself of the opportunities and experiences that could transform your life. The world doesn't reward comfort. It rewards courage. It rewards those who are willing to take risks, to fail, and to get back up again. It rewards those who are willing to trade the illusion of security for the promise of something greater. And yes, it's scary. Yes, it's hard. But let me tell you, it's worth it. Because the rewards of living boldly, of stepping into your purpose, of embracing the challenges that come your way, they far outweigh the fleeting sense of safety that comfort offers. You have to ask yourself, what kind of life do you want to live? Do you want a life that feels safe but leaves you unfulfilled? Or do you want a life that's full of meaning, impact, and legacy? Because you can't have both. You can't grow and stay comfortable at the same time. Growth requires sacrifice. It requires letting go of what feels safe so you can reach for what's possible. It requires faith in yourself, faith in your purpose, and faith in the process. So stop settling for the illusion of comfort and security. Stop telling yourself that good enough is good enough. It's not. You were created for more. You were created to grow, to impact, to lead, and to inspire. And the only way to do that is to step out of the shadows of comfort and into the light of your potential. It won't be easy, but it will be worth it. Because a life lived in pursuit of purpose is a life well lived. And that, my friends, is the greatest security of all. Resilience is not just a quality, it's a force, a driving energy that keeps you standing when life does everything it can to knock you down. It's the quiet strength within you, the voice that whispers, get back up, even when the weight of the world is pressing down on your shoulders. Resilience isn't about never falling, it's about rising every single time. And let me tell you, if you want to achieve anything meaningful in life, if you want to build, create, and leave a legacy, you will need resilience like never before. Life is a constant series of battles, challenges, and obstacles. That's not me being pessimistic, that's reality. But here's the good news, those battles are not there to destroy you, they're there to shape you, to mold you, and to make you stronger. I think about a diamond. It doesn't start out as something beautiful and valuable. It starts as a piece of carbon buried deep within the earth. It takes incredible pressure and unimaginable heat to transform it into something that shines. The same is true for you. The challenges you face are not punishments, they're opportunities. They're the heat and pressure that will reveal the strength and beauty already inside you. But here's where most people get it wrong. They think resilience is just about surviving. They think it's about enduring hardship and coming out the other side. And yes, that's part of it. But true resilience goes beyond survival. It's about growth. It's about using every setback as a stepping stone, every failure as a lesson, and every hardship as fuel for your journey. Resilience doesn't just keep you alive, it pushes you forward. It's the engine that drives continuous growth, the power that turns obstacles into opportunities and dreams into reality. Continuous growth is not optional, it's essential. It's the natural order of life. Look at anything in nature, a tree, a flower, even a river. They're always growing, always changing, always evolving. The same must be true for you. But growth doesn't happen by accident. It requires intention, effort, and yes, resilience. Because growth is not easy. It demands that you step out of your comfort zone, that you face your fears, that you confront the parts of yourself you'd rather ignore. But the reward for growth is worth every ounce of effort. Growth is what transforms potential into power, dreams into accomplishments, and intentions into impact. Resilience and growth go hand in hand. You can't have one without the other. Resilience is what gives you the strength to keep going, and growth is what gives your journey purpose. Together, they create a cycle of falling, rising, learning, and advancing. And the more you embrace that cycle, the more unstoppable you become. Because here's the truth, life will never stop throwing challenges your way. But when you have resilience and a commitment to continuous growth, you stop seeing challenges as roadblocks and start seeing them as opportunities. You start to realize that every difficulty is a chance to grow stronger, wiser, and more capable. But let me be clear, resilience and growth are not about perfection. They're not about never making mistakes or never feeling weak. They're about persistence. They're about showing up day after day, even when it's hard, even when you feel like quitting. They're about being willing to fail, to fall, to face rejection, and to keep going anyway. Because resilience is not about avoiding the storm, it's about learning to dance in the rain. And growth is not about reaching a destination, it's about embracing the journey. This journey of resilience and growth is not just for you, it's for the people around you. It's for the people who are watching you, learning from you, and being inspired by you. Because whether you realize it or not, your resilience has a ripple effect. Every time you rise after a fall, every time you push through a challenge, every time you grow, you're showing others what's possible. You're lighting the way for someone else who might be struggling, someone who might need to see that it's possible to rise, to grow, and to thrive. So I challenge you to embrace resilience, not just as a tool for survival, but as a catalyst for growth. I challenge you to see every obstacle as an opportunity, every failure as a lesson, and every setback as a setup for a comeback. I challenge you to commit to continuous growth, to never stop learning, never stop evolving, and never stop striving to become the person